this idea that women are nurturing, well, what's your evidence for it? Other than we give birth, and anyone can do, like a dog can do that, a cat. So I don't think that makes us nurturing. I just don't see.
Biological makeup that women are nurturing, and I'm not saying all women are nurturing. Of course, there are bad women out there, and there are also fathers who abuse their children. So we're not going to only say that only women.
I will say no, but it is a fact that the majority of abuse is done by women. Like, imagine
at all. We never say it.
I actually didn't. I didn't. But I said the majority. I said the majority. Okay, are you trying to nitpick here? Or are you trying to understand what I'm saying? One out of 3 women have killed a kid, and the majority of abuse is done by women. You're the one that's misrepresenting that by saying I'm lying, because that's true. The majority.
You said man never abused.
The majority, they rarely. Okay, so when it comes to the abortion, I think it's actually very realistic to not get pregnant. And in fact, men have made it so easy to not get pregnant. Women said, I want to have casual sex. So the men said, here you go, here's condoms. And then the women said, no, I want to let him hit it raw. And they said, fine, do that. Here's plan B. They still couldn't do it. They're like, just take this pill the next day. Can you take it? And they're like, no, we can't do that. And so then they said, all right, here's an IUD, 99% effective. You shove it up there and then you're done. You don't have to worry about this. Can you do that? The women said, no. They said, here's a pill. Can you take this pill daily? Can you do it? And the ladies are like, no, it's too hard. They said, okay, we've done all this research. Track your cycle. You can only get pregnant a few days of the month. And the women said, no, we can't do that either. They're like, here's an ovulation stick. You can even track when you're ovulating. Here, you can track it on your phone. Can you do that? And the women said, no, that's too hard. Here's a stick for your arm. You can shove this in your arm. Can you do that and not get pregnant? And the women still said no. They said, okay, here's an abortion pill where you can just take the pill in the first month. Is that enough? Is that enough for you guys? And they said, no, that's still too hard. It's tough being a woman because my gender just lets me down a lot. You know what I mean? If we were so nurturing, we wouldn't raise such terrible kids. My sister works at a daycare, and she says she sees a stark difference between the kids with 2 parents and 1, or the kids with a dad in their life and that not. She says they're more rambunctious, they don't listen, they have no discipline, and men don't abuse their children en masse. There are exceptions, yeah, but overwhelmingly, the majority of the time, women are the ones abusing children. It's over 50% of abuse is done by women. If it's done by a man, it's usually a man the woman brought into the kid's life. So that's just a fact.
Yo, how we feeling about this, man? I'm neutral on this topic because I feel like it's based off individuals, man. But here's a chick, a white woman. She's known for bringing up facts and then going hard on women. But the women, they just seem to stop arguing with her. So what we thinking, guys? Hit it in the comment section. I ain't touching this, nigga. This is crazy. All I know is, majority of the time, fathers are, not trying to they're trying to be mindful of how they discipline the kid and how they engage with the kid. A lot of fathers, I know that much. Me being a father myself and me talking to a lot of dads, especially black dads, everybody, because it does, we do be like on some shit, I can't be messing my kid up like that, man, because for one, I'm a strong, big dude. Like, I don't want to be jacking my kid up like that. And so I got to figure out creative ways to discipline my child and get the point across so that they have an incentive to not do it again or to be mindful of their behavior. The women killing kids thing, I know that's always been a thing where it hasn't been talked about as much, and they like try to focus and put all the weight on like chicks like Casey Anthony. But it happens frequently, and the stats, nobody ever quotes the stats. That shit was crazy, though.